Subscribe right now and hit the bell icon, or this fat spider will crawl over your face while you sleep. Today, we'll be sharing with you 10 snakes found in strange places. While some of the mentions on this list are downright hilarious, a lot are more terrifying than anything, to say the least. Just picturing the reactions that people had finding these is enough to make anyone smile. But beware of our number 3 pick, because that's where things get really scary. So, let's start our list off with number 10. Under a car in the car park. The following picture was snapped by none other than the Australian Snake Catcher Squad, as they were called to the scene because the owner of the vehicle had heard some suspicious slithering happening underneath his car. As the team approached the vehicle, they quickly spotted the culprit lurking underneath the car and apprehended it in a matter of minutes. What's important to note here is that the snake was the one actually in danger over here, since the temperature was well over 93 degrees Fahrenheit outside, so the poor snake could have easily died of dehydration if not for the combined efforts of the team. Number 9. In the underwear section of Target. This is by far one of the funniest and most inconvenient stories we've ever had the pleasure of reporting. This incident was reported on February 14th, 2018, by a customer that spotted the snake staring right at her as she was picking up some new underwear for herself. Luckily, the snake was not at all dangerous to begin with, since it was but a baby noodle chilling underneath the underwear. But that didn't stop the customer from screaming as loudly as possible. Nobody was hurt, and the baby snake was safely transported away to a shelter nearby. Number 8. In a helmet at a fire station. There aren't many places that we would consider to be the absolute worst when it comes to finding random snakes in, but if we were to guess, we would honestly say that finding it inside of your helmet is by far one of the worst experiences ever, to say the least. Can you imagine the sheer range of emotions that you'd go through having spotted such a strange sighting out of nowhere? Makes for a really good story to tell your friends, and an excuse to go to the therapist for the next 6 months or so. Number 7. In a shoe. A Scottish woman was just minding her own business, unpacking her luggage, when she spotted the fact that her shoe was moving on its own. She quickly lunged towards it, trying to see who the culprit could be, when, all of a sudden, she saw a small python that had turned her shoe into a nifty little cave for itself. Luckily, the snake was feeling a bit too comfortable to attack the woman, and even if it would have, the snake was non-venomous, so there was never any real danger to begin with. This still has to be one of the creepiest discoveries of all time, though. Number 6. In a ATM. This snake made its way through an ATM kiosk, climbing its way inside of the machine and making the day a lot worse for a young individual that had the displeasure of meeting up with the danger noodle. The incident was reported in Ghaziabad, and the video of the strange appearance of the snake went viral soon after. The whole situation became a massive joke on the internet the following day, with people calling the people that are in charge of the ATM as the snakes themselves, and even bringing in conspiracy theories about snakes controlling our money. Obviously, it was all just for the sake of a laugh, and the snake was quickly taken care of by the authorities soon after the incident was reported. Number 5. In a bathroom. Finding a snake may not seem like the end of the world, especially considering the fact that, for the most part, they will not try to attack humans unless threatened or extremely hungry. But this all changes when you spot one in the privacy of your own bathroom. The problem with this incident is that it's not even all that rare to begin with. Since snakes love wet places, they often find themselves nesting in the bathrooms in the corners of the room. Luckily, we haven't heard of anyone losing their lives in the process, but this could still be referred to as a nightmare situation, to say the least. Number 4. Under a hood. In this unnerving incident, the owner of a blue Mustang heard some suspicious noise coming from underneath the hood of his car, and as he popped it open to see what was making all the ruckus, he instantly spotted why you should never take nature for granted. His jaw dropped the moment he spotted the 10-foot snake slithering about on top of his engine, and within seconds afterwards, he was running away from his precious vehicle and calling the experts to help him. Number 3. In a shower. Finding a snake in your bathroom is one thing, but finding it in your shower as you're sitting there naked and afraid, there simply put is no other way to say this, other than nope, no thank you. Sadly, this also is quite the common occurrence, since these slippery boys always love a nice wet spot, so they'll never say no to strutting inside of your shower room. Number 2. On a plane. You might think we're just referencing the classic 2006 movie with Samuel L. Jackson, but sadly enough, this is not the case right here. This actually happened, A random passenger was just minding his own business when he saw the snake slithering about above his head on a sealed-off plane. Everybody freaked out, to say the least. But luckily, there was no incidents worth reporting with the snake that day. Instead, it was apprehended and everybody got to get off the plane without any bite marks to remember the snake by. Number 1. In a toilet bowl. There is arguably no worse spot to find a snake out there other than a toilet, and that's a fact. Many of us are on autopilot as we go about our day, so anyone can be excused for not properly checking under the toilet seat to see if any slippery boys slithered their way inside. Since the internet is downright filled to the brim with pictures of snakes in toilets, however, it's pretty scary to say, but it's quite obviously not as uncommon as we'd like it to be. Some of these were funny, others were horrifying. Which were your favorite? We'd love to hear your experiences in the comments below. While you're at it, make sure you click that subscribe button and give the video a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to click on the recommended videos on the left and right side of the screen if you want to see more entertaining content from us. See ya!